Ladies and gentlemen, over the past few days, we've gone through a couple of different raid guides. I have the full walkthrough of the raid up on my channel, as well as a guide on the easiest way to complete it. But the thing with the raid, and the thing that I think they're doing better and better, is adding more incentives to play it more. First of all, you have the galvanic camo that you can unlock by completing the raid on veteran. This is a really cool camo, and it's rather straightforward to do so. You play on veteran, you beat it, and you get the camo. However, there is also an Easter egg within raid number 3 that is a little bit more difficult, has many more steps to it, where you can unlock a completely different camo. And the only way you can get this camo is by completing that Easter egg. And that is the Murk camo. It is a pretty cool looking camo. It is not animated or anything like that. They may do that in the future, like we saw with the Path of Ronin camo. However, this camo is unlocked by completing the Easter egg within raid number 3. And this thing is rather difficult. There's multiple steps to it, and probably the most important thing about it is you cannot die during the raid. If your team gets wiped, it will not work. So what this means is you have to stay alive, you have to complete all of the steps, and then you pretty much have to complete the entire raid. You'll see what I mean as we go through it, but essentially what this video is a complete Easter egg guide for raid number 3 and how to unlock that Murk camo. So as far as the gameplay for this video, most of it is going to be my own gameplay, but there's also going to be some other gameplay, one from Greg FPS, his channel will be linked down in the description, some from Ecoliespresso or Jordan, again, their channels will be linked down in the description. But as far as how to start this Easter egg, you're going to go to the very beginning, and it all starts at the elevator puzzle. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to get on the elevator and get off at floor 9 with the backwards N Russian symbol. When you get there, as soon as you jump off, you are going to see on a little ledge a USB drive. You are going to pick up the USB drive. Now, the person who picks this up cannot go down, they cannot get killed, anything like that until they put the USB drive in. Keep in mind throughout this entire thing, your squad cannot wipe or the Easter egg will not work. Once you have this USB drive, you're now going to go to 3 different spots within the elevator. The first of which is on the 6th floor with the backwards N. One of your squad mates is going to go to this level and stay there. They're going to go over to the yellow pipes that have a valve on them. The second one is floor 5 with a funky looking A. In this one, you're going to go in, turn to the right, you're going to find the valves in there. The final one is 5, once again, with the backwards N. Your third and final squad member is going to go to this one and go to the valves once again. Now, once you are at these valves, you're going to see 3 yellow pipes, and the third pipe is going to be red. That one is going to display a pressure level, which every single member at a valve has to bring their pressure up to that level. All of you have to be at that specific pressure level at the exact same time. This is a big pain in the butt. It is very difficult to do. It's very hard to get the exact same level, but just be very patient with it. Eventually, you guys will be all at the same level at the same time. Every minute or so, the pressure level on the red valve resets, and then you can start over. What we found worked the best is we would all go down to 0, press start at the exact same time. Everyone's pressure level would go up at the exact same time, and you'd be around the same level. Again, just be patient with it. You'll get it eventually, and when you do get it, Captain Price will give this prompt.
Well, that did something.
There we
There it
go. So by completing the valve thing, it gives you a note. So once you get to the very bottom of the elevator and you continue on the way that you're supposed to, on the desk right in front of you, there's going to be a note on the table. When you pick up that note and go into your inventory, it is going to give you one number, one of 3 numbers that you're going to need to input into a computer. So that is the first of 3 notes. So the next note, what you are going to do is you're going to go throughout the next section, and when you get to the room with the water covering the floor and the computers everywhere, you're going to go all the way to the end, turn the power on. Now, when you do so, this is going to generate, I think it's a 15-digit code. However, if the player using the USB sticks goes over to this little terminal here, they are able to put in the USB drive. When you do so, it gives you an alternate code. I believe it's a 6-digit code. When you get this code, you only get 1 attempt to put it in properly. So communicate amongst your squad, know what numbers you are going to, just like you would for the normal raid, and complete this. You only get 1 attempt to do so. If you mess it up, it is gone. You have to restart the raid over again, just as if you were to die. So when you complete this code at that terminal, it will print out the next note and give you the next piece of paper, therefore giving you your next number. After this, you just complete the next section as per usual. You get that big long number sequence, which you use to unlock the next door. So before you get to the final piece of paper, there's one other section of the raid that I wanted to point out, and it is the part where you are jumping on top of crates to avoid tripwires. If one member of your team trips a tripwire, everyone dies. And that means you have to restart the entire raid. You want to be very careful during this section of the raid. Jump your way across. Just make sure no one on your team trips that wire, or you're going to have to start over. Now, the fortunate part about this next section is you really don't have to do anything too fancy. You continue with the raid as normal. When you get to the room with the submarine in the middle, the first thing you're going to want to do is raise that water level. To do so, you pick up the little crate that you drag across the floor, you jump into the first room, and you use the valves. You turn the valves until the light turns green, and your third party member presses the button, raising the water level. For the next one, you can't see each other, but again, you move that crate over, you jump up to the next valve, and you turn it until the level turns green. One of your party members will let you know. That person in your party pushes that button, and once again, the water level raises. Now, instead of just going and activating the crane right away, this time you are going to go dive underneath the water and swim all the way back to where you dropped in the water at the beginning. When you get there, you're going to see a little vent that you can climb into. Now, this part you got to be quick because you got to hold your breath the whole time. So what you're going to do is you're going to dive down into the water. You're going to swim until you can turn right. When you do so, you turn right. And at the very end of that, you are going to find the final note. In other words, giving you the final number of the 3-digit sequence. So once you have all 3 notes, you're going to work your way back to that submarine room and you're going to activate the crane. You turn on the crane, you move it all the way to the left. Once you do, you climb up the ladder and jump into the next room where you'd normally grab the breach charges. Inside of this room, there is a terminal. You input the number sequence into that terminal, and when you do, it opens the door. Inside this door, it is going to give you the M4. This M4 has the Murk camo on it. You're going to pick it up and bring it all the way to the end of the raid and finish the raid. When you do so, at the very end, it is going to reward you with the Murk camo. Congratulations, you completed the raid 3 Easter egg, therefore giving you the Murk camo. So congratulations, you have completed the raid 3 Easter egg. You've received the Murk camo. As far as if you're having trouble with this, if your squad's having trouble with it, the tips I can give you is do not die. That is the biggest thing possible. If you're the person carrying the USB, stick at the back, move slow. When you're completing any of the puzzles, whether it be the valve puzzle or the one where you have to jump across the electrified water, communication is key, and just be patient with it. Make sure you have a good plan before you go into jumping across the electrified water. And if you're turning the valves and you're getting frustrated with it, just be patient. You will get there eventually. But those are all the tips I can give you. If it helped you out, be sure to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn notifications on. If you like seeing these type of things and want it for raid number 4 when it comes out, be sure to hit that like button. It shows me that you enjoy these type of videos. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making